YouTube, what's up, Xtreme Gainz family? I'm Chuck. This is Xtreme Gainz. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Wednesday, April 27th, 2022, and this is the AMC, GME, and SPY Algo Exposed daily update and preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. As always, I hope you had a great day in the market today. I hope you were able to make some money today. And as always, the Xtreme Gainz family, both in the live stream and in both Discords, absolutely freaking killed it today. Congratulations to everybody. Gonna go over the regulars, the snake Algo, my snake Algo in the intraday version of it and the intra-week version of it for AMC, GME, SPY, and macro comparatives as well. So with all of that said, let's dig in. On your screen is AMC and my intraday daily micro to micro snake Algo method. This thing is stupid accurate when it's placed on there properly. This is today's real-time projection and fulfillment from this today. If you were not in this live stream today and you weren't able to see this, or if you're not a regular here and you have no idea what I'm talking about, go back to last Thursday's video, update and prep video, and watch what I talk about in there with this method. This is something brand new in its infant stages, but it is absolutely freaking deadly accurate when it's placed properly. What this is clipping the 5-day clip of micro movement from the previous day and laying it on the following day. However, there are diversions that happen and it gets laid in either a straight up flipped or mirrored position of it. And it's interchanging. Myself and a couple others are working on trying to nail this thing down and get some sort of a methodology down to be able to place these things without thought. So hopefully down the road that can happen. But even in this stage of it, being able to get this thing like today placed by 10 a.m. this morning, a half an hour after market opened, especially with this stupid liquidity rate that happened this morning, and then to have this project and fulfill the rest of the day, not only on AMC, on DraftKings, on SPY, a couple members in my Discord were doing it on multiple tickers. This thing is freaking awesome. So anyways, here's AMC. This is what it is. Today turned out to be a mirror times 2 half divert day. So it diverted from this. It was a mirrored clip. You take the clip from yesterday, you laid it on here in the morning, or I did, laid it on here in the morning, got full projection candle for the move to the upside. It diverted right at 10 a.m., went back, clipped yesterday again from 10 a.m. till the end of the day, lay it on here, got it placed properly, and got projection, real-time projection and fulfillment, candle for candle almost throughout all of today. Myself, along with at times over 250 people today in the live stream, got to watch this happen. It was an unbelievable day to watch this happen here and on SPY. Myself, I actually got to capitalize on SPY and on the intraday micro snake Algo method on it today, and I flipped my portfolio again today in real time in the live stream, so that was awesome to be able to do as well. So that is what it gave for today. I will be clipping today's movements and trying to do this again and rinse and repeat tomorrow as well. So that's what I have for the intraday snake Algo method. The intra-week snake Algo method is what I have done and showed on this channel the entire time I have been on this channel. I talked to you all in last night's video about the positioning of this previous snake, its expiration, either it being back here with a diversion and or today with a potential diversion and or expiration. You can see here that that's essentially what happened here this morning, and it expired and diverted here. So if I were to use today's clip, this is today's, I would lay it right on there with the wick. You can see what the projection is from this moving forward. It does look like potentially short downside what appears to be tomorrow. And it is looking like potentially down to around the 1450 area, and then a bounce and upside. And then it does look like more of a generalized perspective of this macro movement would be a grind up to the upside. And if you zoom out, I have talked to you about the descending third pull in my box top method and how this price action starts to work away from it. After it hits, it provides a bounce, and that appears to potentially be what is indicating with this snake moving into tomorrow and beyond, if this is the one that it is, and if I have it placed correctly. Now, if I were to go with what I had showed potentially in yesterday's video, that there would have been a diversion yesterday, and I clip yesterday's snake and use it in the way that I believe it belongs on here currently, this is the potential projection from it. It looks like potentially short-term upside going into tomorrow with a pullback, just like the other one, to some extent back down to the macro descending third pull, and then continuation to downside in a grind down descending manner, whereas this provides the bounce, today's clip. So that is the difference between the two of them. That is what I'm looking at with the intra-week snake going into tomorrow and beyond for AMC. Excuse me. The macro comparative for AMC, as you know, is from the macro descending wedge prior to the January 2021 run-up, and it is the macro double-double prior to that January run-up, which is replicated here. And where we are at within this overlay and this comparative is right here currently. This red line is the macro descending third pull from my box top method from the previous macro box top. I had talked to you all previously leading up into this move about it potentially not fulfilling to the downside, however, creating an inverted mirroring of this bottom in a top here instead of it going into the bottom. This is the last day I am going to show this like this. I think we're far enough out now that we all understand that. So if I invert it and mirror it, it is the exact replica of what this indicated, but done in a top manner instead of a bottom. And that is what has happened. I had talked to you about potentially one of three things happening, one of which being this converging back with the macro comparative to the upside in these upside candles, which it did not do. The number two was it potentially converging with this back to the upside to potentially put in this macro double top, which is still in range, or a continuation to downside and potentially an invert mirroring of this double top in a double bottom manner down here. Then I started looking at it, and I started realizing that this movement here was very, very similar to what I saw here. So I clipped this and brought this over. And the projection from it, I did this 2 days ago. And the projection and fulfillment from this has been absolutely dead on thus far. The indication from this potential inverted mirroring, which I'm going to show you in a minute, macro comparative, is short-term upside followed by downside back down to the macro descending third, consolidation in a descending manner, and continuation to downside, which is the exact moves that yesterday's snake pull would indicate. Right here, right? The short-term upside move, and then the move down to the macro descending third, consolidation in a descending manner. That would essentially be that. This one here that shows the initial downside, then potentially upside in a grind up manner, I believe would be the reconverge with the macro comparative in its original state here, the blue one. Then if you zoom out, what I want you to take notice of is this inverted mirroring. What this would cause is that inverted mirroring of this double top in a double bottom fashion. And then if and when it would fulfill in that manner, we would be talking out here about a potential either run up here or a converge back with macro comparative here. But that's what I'm looking at with the macro comparative for AMC. GME, I do not have a macro comparative for currently. However, the snake, I'm looking at the exact same way with AMC. I talked to you about it yesterday being in this pulled extended version and it being a diversion and expiration here today. It is indicating potentially for expiration, a curl over and downside move, but it has fulfilled 100% today, this intra-week snake. So looking at that and potentially pulling would be in this manner. I believe this is today's, yes, this is today's snake. So therefore, putting that on there like that, today's snake would indicate a short-term, potential short-term upside move, but then downside followed by back upside, and then the ascending consolidation, similar to this ascending consolidation clip from today for AMC. However, if I use it in the position, the previous snake in the more compressed position, like I talked about in last night's video, and I place yesterday's clip on here, the indication from it looks to be downside move, then a bounce off of the macro descending third from the previous macro box top before a decent move back up to the upside and then some consolidation. So that is what I am looking at potentially from the snake Algo, the intra-week snake Algo for GME. And last but not least, SPY. The intraday snakes for SPY were absolutely bullseye, dead on as well. A little different for SPY today in the fact, or in the way that it took 3 clips of the same clip, 3 segmented portions of yesterday's 5-minute, because there were 2 diversions today that happened from it. Same thing, it opened up going candle for candle with it being in the mirrored position. Then at 10 a.m. it diverted to the downside, went back, clipped 10 a.m. and on from yesterday. It gave absolute dead on projection and fulfillment going up into 2 p.m. roughly. It diverted and stayed flat instead of going upside. Then there was a little change. Then it went from being a mirror times 2 to then a straight up. This was yesterday afternoon's movements, replicated once again right here today in this flat movement, candle for candle consolidation, then to the downside to end the day. And that was done in real time in the live stream today, out in front of real price action, to give full 100% projection and spot on fulfillment. Excuse me. I was able to even capitalize off of this today and was able to flip my portfolio today as well. And I know a lot of others for an array of different reasons were able to turn red to green, just like yesterday. And that's what I named the live stream today, red to green, because the red move downside yesterday was turned into green money. And then we had red to green movement in the upside moves today that once again produced a shit ton of green for everybody involved in this community. So congratulations once again to everybody. That's everything I have. Actually, that's not everything I have. I rewind and recant that. Let's look at the snake Algo, the intra-week snake Algo, and the macro comparative for SPY. That would be good, wouldn't it? The intra-week, my bad, I thought I was done. The intra-week snake is the yellow one here, and it is now projected for 3 weeks and 3 days. And here we are in it. I talked about it potentially getting a move to the upside and fulfilling this boxed top structure of the snake. It did not quite get the move to that height. However, it did stay within here, within all of the volatility today on SPY. It still has not fully diverted and or expired, so I am still going to leave it on here in this manner. It does potentially indicate a short-term upside. If not, continued volatility in this consolidative manner, followed by a potential downside move before heading upside. The macro comparative is the red. That is the macro comparative from the 08-09 correction and crash that I have been following every single day on this channel since I started. In the position that it's in, it has continuously fulfilled its potential projection. Is downside with a continuation here short term to downside, and then a bounce and move to the upside, and then a consolidation in an ascending manner here before eventually falling off the cliff. We'll get to that if we get to that, if you know what I mean. However, that is what the projection potentially looks like from it, as well as the snake. If I do get a full-on diversion from this, I am on the lookout actively to clip the new snake, for the new intra-week snake for SPY, as soon as it gives me the indicator and the diversion or expiration to do so. And when I do, you will know about it as well. Now, that is all I have for this video for AMC, GME, and SPY. I appreciate it if you made it to the end of the video. Do your thing, like the video, comment on the video. I would greatly appreciate it. The views are going down, the accuracy is going up, the money bags are getting full. I really don't give a shit, but I appreciate it either way. So those of you that take the time to like and comment, I do greatly appreciate it. Even if I don't give a shit sometimes. I do give a shit, and you know I do. But either way, I thank you all. Congrats to everybody once again. Quick reminder, I will not be live here tomorrow morning. It's a scheduled Discord private live stream day for me and trading day for myself tomorrow. So unless things pop off to the upside and or go catastrophic to the downside, I will not be live on YouTube or Twitch tomorrow, but I will have an update and prep video out tomorrow night after market close. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate the love and support, and I will talk to you all on the next one. Later.